Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte made a controversial claim to separate Philippines' foreign policies from that of the United States and seek instead a friendship with China, a country until recently is the Philippines' main contender in the South China Sea conflict. So we want to know what exactly caused President Duterte to turn his back on the country's longtime allies and seek friendship with a former rival in the region.
Well, despite often being cited as anti-establishment, Rodrigo Duterte was in fact hailed from political dynasty. However, unlike many of the country's prominent politicians in the past, Duterte's family was known for its root in Mindanao, the second largest island in the Philippine archipelago and also home to the largest Muslim ethnic in the country. The Muslim population of Mindanao is often part of the local tribe called the Moro. The name Moro was given to them by the Spanish settler, who named the local Islamic tribe they found after their main rival in Europe, the Moor. Under the Spanish rule, the Moro people were left relatively undisturbed and were not required to convert like some other Spanish colonial subjects, and even have a special administrative division set up to care for their communities. This was all changed, however, with the American takeover and the subsequent independence of the Philippine Republic, which saw a massive repopulation of the Christian Filipino settlers from other main islands, many of which resulted in the displacement of the Filipino Muslim in the south and caused significant discord within the region, up to and including the use of armed insurrection and an attempt at independence by the island native population. Because of this reason, it is likely that many Filipinos from the southern island might not share the same political view as their counterpart in Manila. President Duterte, who hailed from this island, was therefore considered distanced from the Filipino mainstream political dynasty. His sister, Jocelyn Duterte, even mentioned that Duterte has a Muslim grandmother who reportedly influenced the president anti-American in his youth, making his view even more alienated than the overwhelmingly pro-American opinion in the rest of his country. The president of Philippines also mentioned to have very left-leaning ideology and at one time studied political science under Jose Maria Sisong, who later launched a communist insurrection against the Philippines government. These two figures may or may not hold any significant influence toward the president's worldview, however, but still it is undeniable that Mindanao has been at the forefront of the Philippine campaign against various sedition movements, both the Islamic separatist movement as well as the communist. The desire to make peace for his war-torn island might be one of the prime reasons why Filipino president turned away from the country's traditional allies. Yet ultimately, the main reason President Duterte has been seeking closer economic ties with Beijing is likely economic. Mindanao, the island where the Filipino president formed his base, was also among the poorer regions of the country, which economy focused primarily on agricultural products. In 2013, the island has been reported to produce roughly 14% of the country's GDP, despite having the second largest landmass among the major main islands of the country. In comparison, the similar sized Luzon Island produced about 60% of the GDP. However, the island has been described often as the land of promise and the last frontier of the Philippine development. This is due to the fact that the Mindanao has a very rich deposit of valuable natural resources. This includes billions of tons of gold and copper and hundreds of millions of tons of aluminum and iron, which report to be the biggest deposit in the country. A closer relationship with major economic power like China might solve the flow investment need to convert this raw material into valuable resources, and might be one of the main motivation of the current Filipino government to seek real approachment with their rival in the South China Sea. China also plays an important role in the current economic situation in Mindanao. The island's main exports are largely agricultural products. Valuable crops in Philippines such as rubber, cacao, pineapple, banana, cassava, coffee, corn, and coconut are almost entirely produced in the southern island. China, on the other hand, is one of the largest importers of these products. In 2015, the Philippine agricultural products to China is account for 139 million, which makes it second only to the US export in the same year.
So to answer the questions, the reason behind Philippines' massive rapprochement in foreign policies remain a mystery. However, the desire for peace among the country's Cold War era enemies and the economic benefit of cooperating with the East Asian neighbors are likely to be the major themes.
Thank you for watching Alpha Plus. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you appreciate this video. We are new here and your subscription will be a great help to our effort.